And then Tony Khan is here for his weekly announcement and the main event of the first Collision on June 17th at the United Center. It will be Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Samoa Joe against FTR and CM Punk at the United Center. So Punk will, in fact, wrestle on his first night back. And I would think that that probably ensures, like you're thinking, way this probably gets like, this is like a 2-segment match potentially. And like we could get like, like 3 quarters with CM Punk if he does like opens the show with a promo and then closes the show with like a 25-minute match that this one easily could be. And I can't say it's the worst idea of having Punk on the screen as much as we can for this first episode. So I was surprised. I didn't think they necessarily needed Punk to wrestle week 1, save that for week 2 or 3. But, you know, they're loading up this first show. And it's not at the same time where I feel they're giving away a match that they could save. Like it's a 6-man and it's the novelty that you'll get Punk in the ring with one of his career rivals. And you're not really giving away a big money match. It's just, it's a return match.
I think this is much like with Kenny and the Young Bucks. Like this is like really some of the incredible value you get by building up a trios and you know, this trios division by extension. You get to protect these very valuable singles matches for, you know, more meaningful pay-per-views or like TV events, while at the same time it doesn't feel like you're shortchanging the audience, because I think CFMTR by themselves are like a known established thing at this point, where they themselves feel like an attraction. But beyond that, I mean, you know, this is like a United Center show, and the first time they did the United Center with CM Punk, they didn't need to have him wrestle, but this time they do, and you know, it's understandable. I do wonder if like ticket sales were like maybe, you know, like incredible, like we're talking what, like if they were close to selling out, if they're at 15 or something, you know, I wonder if they would have given the match away. But nonetheless, I think beyond like even the local attraction, you're trying to promote this new night for television viewers. And it's not just CM Punk talking that is a draw. You want him at the beginning of the show. You want people to stick around for the end of the show to see him in the main event. And I love
probably do something at the end of the show, like leave it on a cliffhanger, do something to hook people at the end as well. Like you're ensuring that your audience is not just going to tune in for the Punk promo and then tune out. Like they'll stick around for the show. Like they should end on some kind of cliffhanger. Like that's not utilized enough in wrestling, is like ending the show with something that you want to see resolved the next week. And you've got to come back to Collision for that answer, not Dynamite.
Totally. Yeah. And, you know, throughout this 6-man tag, you're seeing a lot of future pairings here. Obviously, first of all, the Samoa Joe thing, I'm really glad they're not just giving it away. Like that singles match cold as like maybe some people had like, you know, I guess estimated. You need to tell the story of CM Punk and Samoa Joe. That's one of the biggest programs you could possibly do on AEW. So I hope they take the time to tell that history. But beyond that, you know, there are reports that Punk wants to work with Jay White, and this would potentially set that whole thing up as well. So you can have a lot of future stories being told.
With this announcement, is there any question as to whether you hold off on CM Punk's first promo? Like, does that maybe, like, is his first appearance like he comes out for the match instead of like next week CM Punk speaks? Like, they're not promoting that he's going to start off the show and cut a promo. Although I feel that's going to be the expectation just because of his last arrival in AEW and giving that memorable speech that I think people are going to want to hear from him and will be disappointed, even that if that's not advertised in advance.
Yeah, I think principally even more so than wrestling, you want to know what is on CM Punk's mind after everything that has gone down. Certainly the Chicago crowd, I think, expects to hear from him. I think it stands your best chance of getting a positive CM Punk reaction by having him cut that return promo in front of the Chicago crowd. So I would do him, you know, do the big speech off the first segment. Maybe he gets cut off before he says the thing that he actually wants to talk about, and then you get to the match, and then maybe you save the promo for later on. But you need to have some sort of like on microphone presence from Punk for sure.
For those that did not tune in last week, the format on Wednesday nights for the next month or so, we are doing double header nights here on Wednesday. So we're going to go through the news and discuss AEW Dynamite. Once that is complete, we are flipping over to the Post Wrestling Cafe as we go through the Magnum TA episode of Dark Side of the Ring. All of that coming your way tonight. And for Post Wrestling Cafe members, not only do you get the double shot tonight, Thursday night, we're going live at 8:15 p.m. Eastern for a very special watch along. Way, myself, and Brandon from New Jersey, as we are going to find out what is Vanderpump Rules. What are we watching, Way? Do you have a specific episode that you have selected? I'm going in beyond, I am ice cold going into this. I don't know what to expect. I don't know who these people are, but I'm looking to find out. This is our research assignment.
Well, we do have an episode specifically, and this was the episode, John. This was season 10, episode 15, Scandival, the episode in which we catch up with the scandal that took place, I believe, off season. I know very little about this show, but thankfully we have an expert who's joining us in Brandon from New Jersey. He will be catching us up all the way up until season 10 in his own Brandon from New Jersey way, and we will sit back and we will just exactly find out what the Vanderpump Rules are about. I mean, I consider this a research project, John. You know, we mention Vanderpump all the time looking at these ratings. We need to know what AEW is up against.
So Vanderpump is going to destroy Dynamite tonight. That will be a guarantee. This will be the number one show on cable tonight. So we are going to dig into Vanderpump Rules on Thursday night. So we will be watching it live with you, the cafe viewers. So join us, postwrestlingcafe.com or video.postwrestling.com. It's a packed month at the Post Wrestling Cafe with weekly double shots, rewind to SmackDown, and the launch of a new Collision review starting Saturday nights beginning June 17th. So all of that to look forward to this month. And we also spent some time at the beginning of Rewind to Raw going over some of the specifics on the cafe this month.